Hello. So today we are going to discuss about the transactional, on demand and distributed computing. So in this we'll discuss first about Cap's theorem. What is Cap's theorem? It is also known as Breuer's theorem. What does that Breuer's theorem, Cap's theorem tells us about? It tells us that it is basically impossible for a distributed computer system to simultaneously provide following three things with guarantee in a single instance. Means, in a simple words, at a particular second or a particular pulse or a particular time, these three things, consistency, availability and partitioning, all these things can't be meet out with guarantee in a distributed computing. If there is a distributed computing, then at that distributed computing, all the three things, consistency, availability and partitioning, can't be meet out at a particular instance with a guarantee. Means any two will be meet out. Any two will be meet out at a particular instance. So this, all the three can't be guaranteed in the distributed computing. What does this means? It means guarantee can't be given that all three will be present. But yes, in the most of the scenario and in the regular environment, all these three things will be there in distributed or in normal computing. What does it mean? It means there are some failure happens, there are some incident happens where some problems takes place. Then in those condition, all three things can't be meet out, but you can still meet out the two things. This is Cap's theorem. In the normal condition, in the normal circumstances, all three could be there. Means consistency, availability and partitioning could be there in the normal circumstances. But in the worst case, in the failure conditions, you can't guarantee all the three things together. This is the Bruce theorem. I hope you have studied in database what is consistency. Means all node can view same data at the same time. So means same data for all the users or all the nodes at a particular time. What is availability? Means guaranteeing that if a request has been came to to the server, then it has to be respond with success or failure. So that is availability. Then partitioning means the system can operate irrespective of loss or failure of the nodes. Means if the node 1 has a particular data and node 1 has been failed, then the node 1 should have replicated that data to the node 2 and node 3 so that you can meet out that failed data from node 2 and node 3. This is because failure of node 1. So that is partitioning. So all the three can't be guaranteed all the time in the distributed computing. In the normal circumstances, these three can be guaranteed. These things can be provided, but it can't be guaranteed. I hope the word this guarantee is been clear to all of you. This guarantee is the most important thing in the Bruce theorem. Means in the normal circumstances, all three can be there, but in the some drastic and failure condition, you can't guarantee all the three things always. This is what it means by guarantee. Then next, no SQL means you had studied many databases system with the SQL system, but there is no SQL means not only SQL, that is database system that works other than the tabular relational databases. So other than tabular and relational databases, there are possibility of creation of the database like file based database, like images based database. These do not need any relational database system. So the NoSQL system may also support some SQL query like things. And the SQL database system has data structure different from the relational database. So how the data structure of this NoSQL is different from the SQL? Like key value pair, graph oriented database, document oriented database, then high usage of big data and real time web applications are there, which actually uses NoSQL technology. So high usage in big data means NoSQL is being used in the big data. NoSQL is being used in the real-time web applications. So mostly NoSQL database system follow the CAPS theorem. So the NoSQL database system mostly follow the CAPS theorem. It's having hurdle in adaptation of NoSQL storage, which are having low level query language. Lack of standardization of interface is there in the NoSQL systems. There's hurdle in NoSQL storage at low level query language. Then huge investment means too much money is being involved in the SQL, existing SQL. This is why it is hurdle for the no converting SQL system to the NoSQL system. So you want to convert a SQL system to the NoSQL system. What are the challenges and problem will take place? So the low level query language problem means you have to program everything from scratch. Lack of standard interface in NoSQL system. So standard interfaces are missing in most of the SQL NoSQL system. Then it is already having huge investment in SQL. So it is difficult to replace some of the NoSQL system with the SQL system. Some of the NoSQL system do not provide all four asset properties together, means atomicity, consistency, and isolation and durability. So this is why we were discussing NoSQL. So NoSQL is different from the asset properties of SQL, and NoSQL do not provide atomicity, consistency, isolation, and durability. Thereafter, categories of NoSQL database. The categories of NoSQL database has column oriented database system, document oriented database system, key value based database system, graph oriented database system, multi model database system. So these are been example of column oriented database system. Cassandra, HBase, document oriented database system are CouchDB, MongoDB, famous ones. So key value based database system are Dynamo, React, and in the graph oriented database, Neo4j, and many more. Then multimodal, which could have document as well as key value, multimodal could have graph, column oriented, and all four, any four of them in the this type of database. So these are complicated database in the multimodal. Then you have no on demand computing. So you have on demand computing. What is on demand computing? It is the fundamental part of cloud computing. It is one of the required feature of the cloud computing. Whenever a user demand some resource, then cloud computing must provide. So enterprise level computing models are there. Basically, technology computing resources are being allocated for the organization or individual users for using some basic of on demand. Thereafter, examples of computing resources are CPU cycles, bandwidth availability, storage, and application. So these are the computing resources like CPU cycles, bandwidth of network, availability, storage of database and applications. So ODC on demand computing is needed for heavy bandwidth applications, big data computing, collect the big data. On demand computing also refers to the utility computing. Thus, cloud computing basically follows pay as you go model in the HPC. So infinite illusion of resources are there in the on-demand computing, which is also referred as utility computing, and it follows the concept of pay-as-you-go model. High-performance computing and infinite illusion resource means there are infinite resources working in the server because your application and demand is lesser as compared to the resources available on the server. Then distributed computing. Distributed computing is the most fundamental thing that we were discussing, that it is a field of study for the distributed systems, software systems and the component which are connected through network communications and coordinate using some message passing techniques, just like we discussed in the SOAP messages and all these HTTP protocol, and these protocols are been helping to connect different components of different parts of computer together, of different computers over the network. So what are the example of distributed computing? So grid computing, utility computing, cloud computing are basically branch of distributed computing. What is the fundamental behind all these things? All these things, so the fundamentally all these things uses remote procedure call, which is very old topic. Remote procedure calls are what? They uses operations methods or many things for the message passing. So message queuing, location transparency means it gives you privilege, means computer one can access and use all the resources of computer two. So computer 2 can access and use resources of computer 3. So these three computer are being connected, that is with the location transparency through some network. So these are the three fundamental theory: remote procedure calls, message passing, message queuing, and location transparency behind all these grid, utility, cloud, and this different type of distributed computing. So you should know about these three things. We'll discuss these three things theories in detail in the whole coursework later on. So these are the references you may follow. Thanks all of you for discussing this second part of our coursework. I hope that you liked it and enjoyed it. Any question or any discussion that you want to do? Okay, then bye. Thanks, all of you.